Hey guys, Amir Bajwa here, and in this video, I want to show you how I book hundreds of qualified appointments per month for me and my clients by sending 1,000 plus cold emails per day. And the setup is extremely simple. Anyone could do it because essentially it's extremely easy, and we are outsourcing the hardest part, which is setting up all the email and the SPFD KIM DMARC for even less than like 50 or 40 bucks to someone who could do it for us. And I've been doing this for my clients for almost 2 years now, and I've been doing this for myself for the same amount of time. And this is how I've helped my clients and myself connect with key decision makers of some amazing big companies. And I'm not just talking about booking calls with other marketers. Nothing against that, but I'm talking about like if you really want to book calls with some like high budget, really big company owners or those key decision makers, that you could really implement this system, and you will see it working within a few days as soon as the warm-up is done. So without wasting any more time, let's dive right into it. Awesome, perfect. So firstly, I want to show you the model, how it works, so you have a better understanding of what we are diving into. And this is just to break down everything from a high level overview so you have a better understanding. So our goal is basically to book more appointments and get more deals closed. This is our main goal. So in order to get to our goal, we have to set up a system that could get us to our end result. So how we're going to do it is we will build a system, firstly starting with building a targeted lead list of our ideal client profile, which I'll show you the softwares that you could use. And this system could reach up to 10,000 new leads per month, and even up to 20,000 if we get more domains and if you have more workspaces. And we'll be using extremely hyper-targeted and personalized outreach, which I'll be breaking down in the future upcoming videos. I'll make a playlist. And essentially what we're utilizing is cold email and LinkedIn prospecting to connect with these key decision makers. But this video is mainly for cold emails. And we'll get up between a 1 to 5% lead rate, which means a 1% or 5% people would be qualified and would be interested, like positive replies. And out of those, 60 to 70% will be qualified. So we'll basically book a meeting, and then the other steps I'll go over in the next video. So this is how the model kind of looks like from start to finish. The next thing is the metrics. So I'll basically just show you quickly what results you could expect, because I want to set your expectations up from the get-go, so you know how much you could possibly generate based on your closing rate and everything. So this is just to break down the number of outreach that you could send, and this is the average kind of results that we have gotten using like the perfect copy and everything. So scenario, let's start with let's say the worst case scenario. We get like the least possible appointment booking rate, which means we can book, if we do 10,000 outreaches, we could book 25 appointments, 17 would show up. And if you have a 30% close rate, we could close between 5 to 3 deals between 20 to 30% close rate, right? And having a higher LTV means you are adding more revenue into your business. That of course depends upon your customer success, how much a client stays with you, and how fast you're recouping recouping the cost per acquisition. So these are the results you can expect, right? So you can book between 50. I know I said 100 plus qualified appointments, but most of the time, what you are seeing is there's a thing with show up rate and the number of outreaches sent, and these are some realistic results that you could achieve by sending this. And of course, I book 100 plus appointments because I work with multiple clients, so I book like more than 150 or 200 if I have 5 to 6 clients that I'm working with at a given point in time. So yep. And these are some proofs that I just want to quickly touch base on. So these are some of the results that we've been able to achieve. And the reason why I'm showing this to you, so you could have a look at like what you could achieve. Let me also show you some metric sheets. And this is my calendar from Feb, and we are in Feb 14th, and this was my calendar book. Some of them are not sales call, as you can see, co-working sessions and stuff. These are some results, like at a 3.7% reply rate, which is not really amazing, but it resulted in 432,000 in sales pipeline by sending like 11,000 emails. And these are not new prospects. We sent 3 follow-ups, like 2 follow-ups. So it means 3. So it's about like 3,000 leads reached, and a lot of positive replies. Like every day, we've got the positive replies. So now, before I jump on to showing you the cold email setup, I just want to quickly touch on what are the pros of using outbound prospecting or cold email. So the best pros are written here. It's going to be quick and efficient growth, which means you can grow quickly and efficiently by validating a segment and message, which means you can validate what kind of marketing message is really working well through your outbound prospecting efforts, which means cold email, cold LinkedIn, and stuff like that. And you could also validate like if it's working on cold email itself and you're not essentially putting your money like thousands of dollars on paid ads. It would reduce your cost per acquisition. So it means the cost to acquire a customer would be less as compared to paid ads and other channels. And it'll help you reach the key decision makers. And I'm talking about like you could reach people who are not sitting on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and watching, looking at your ads. You could reach these people who are working and who are sitting in these big offices, who have like a team, and you could reach those people with your offer, and you could essentially book meetings with them. It helps you save a lot of time by using a proven process, which I'll lay down in the future videos, and I'll show you how to set up the system in this video. You will get qualified appointments with your ideal client profile. ICP means ideal client profile, and it'll help you reach to your MRR goals and annual recurring revenue goals. There are a few cons which I want to quickly touch on before I jump on to showing you how to do this. It's going to be hard to manage the responses, so there are cons as well. So as if you have like the best thing that could happen to you is you get a lot of positive replies, and with cold outreach you have to keep one thing in mind: if you don't respond quickly and effectively, then you have a very high chance of losing that lead, because people are not really, people could change their mind in a split second, or even like after one day they won't respond to you. So you have to respond as soon as possible. I would say within like 5, 10, 15 minutes, as soon as you receive a cold email. And I will show you in the future videos how you could do all this stuff, so you don't have to worry. And it's technical to set up, but I'll show you in this video how you could outsource everything, the entire thing, for under like $100 or even like $50, where I'm using certain like a certain contractor. They have like a website I'll show you, and you could use them to basically do all the stuff for you. And I've done this for multiple clients, so I know it works. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is you need to go ahead and buy domains from GoDaddy. How you do it is you just simply go to godaddy.com and you'll buy domains, right? And let's say your domain, let's say my domain is corebits.io, right? So I won't be using my main domain. Essentially, what I'm going to do is I will use this software. I will link this entire Google Sheet below. And what I'll do is I'll use this software to generate some names that are corebits.com, let's say, right? That are similar to corebits.com, but that are not essentially corebits.com. So what I could do is I could copy these domains and paste it inside GoDaddy, so I don't even have to think about the domain name. So let's say what I do is I use domains like hqcorebits.com, right? I have essentially purchased a lot of domains because I do this. Try Corebits, you could basically buy all these kind of domains, and you have to essentially buy 10 domains at the end, and I'll show you how it would look like in the end. Okay, awesome. So as you could see, my domain was corebits.io. So what I did was I used this software to come up with like a lot of hundreds of domain names, and I used these domain names. Yeah. So what you could do is you could simply use like get Corebits, more Corebits, scale, the Corebits, my Corebits, try, hire, digital, meet, tech. And as you can see, I already have 10, and I have 10 more. So you have like 20, I have 20 domains. It means I could send up to 1,800 emails per day, and I'll show you how. So when you've purchased the domain name, so it'll look like this inside your Go High Level account. So it'll look like this once you've added it in your cart. Let's say you continued, you added it in your cart, then you'll go ahead, you will do no domain protection. You will unclick on this and you'll do no professional email. So as you could see, if I have 10, I'll just multiply this number by 10. and I'm in Dubai, so it'll show me the currency here, AED. But you won't do any of this like 3 years. You'll just do 1 year because you only need it for 1 year. So as you can see in the end, it's showing like 80.49 dirhams, which is about, so as you can see, each domain is going to cost you about $13, and let's say 10 domains is just going to cost you 130 or somewhere around that, and it's a very good deal. And I'm telling you how you could essentially connect with a lot of closed deals, and you'll see. So that's really cool. Yeah, so once you've purchased the domains, it'll look like this, and then what you simply need to do is you would give access to this kind of entire thing. You will give like a delegate access to a certain contractors that I'm telling you, and I'm not affiliated with these people. The reason why I'm showing you this is because I've been setting up domains for a long time, and I've been doing this for 2 years now, and I found these and there are multiple people like contractors you can use, and if you use them, you're saving yourself essentially days, hours, or even like if you don't know how to set it up, weeks of wasting trial and wasting your time. And you could essentially just pay them $40 or even somewhere around that, and they will set up the entire thing for you. So what you simply need to do is you simply go to this website, and it's a really great website. Let me see if I can pull up so workspaces. Yeah, so what you need to do is you simply go ahead and you buy this domain setup, and you have 10, right? So you'll go ahead and you'll buy 10 of these. If you buy 10 of these, it means they will set up 10 of your domains. And you also need to buy, so apart from domain setup, you also need to buy the OAuth, which means they'll essentially connect all these Google accounts that I'll show you how you could buy from them for very cheap. How they will connect all these accounts instantly. Otherwise, you have to manually go in and connect 30 accounts, and a lot of time it results in your Google Workspace account getting restricted or banned or suspended as well, because Google see that you're essentially using one kind of work, like your laptop or your one IP, and you're essentially doing this activity which is like 30 email accounts connected to from one kind of system. So they essentially can block. So the best thing is you use a service like this, and there are multiple others, and I'm not affiliated with them. You could choose whoever you want to, and you essentially do this for 30. The reason why I'll show you right now. You can just simply follow me along, and then you don't even have to think much of, and you essentially buy this, because if you buy Workspace directly from Google, you can choose to do it, but they have, so Google have resellers in India or countries like that, and you can buy cheaper from there. So instead of spending $6 per month per Workspaces, which means $180 per month if you're using 30, you could essentially do it for less than $50, $60, $40, or even like between $50 to $90, because essentially these emails are just being used for outreach, right? And they are just as good as if you would have purchased from Google Workspace directly. And I'll even show you a comparison of the pricing. So you see, so Workspace email price. Yep. So as you can see, if you were to buy the basic package from Google, it'll cost you $6. But if you buy from a reseller in India, which they have a lot of websites, and they are as good as Workspace. I've been using these for all the big clients, and they never had a problem. So you could get it for even like $1.2 per month, or about like at a maximum of $3. So yeah. Yeah, so once you add the Google Workspace kind of thing into the cart, then it'll automatically show 30, because they have like a minimum limit, the number of Google Workspace accounts that you could buy from them. I guess it's 30. If it's not 30, you could update it to 30, because essentially what we're doing is, let me show you what we're doing. So with one domain, we could have 3 emails. So one domain is equals to 3 emails, right? And with one email, we could send a maximum of 30 emails per day. And the reason why we have that is so we stay under the radar, and we don't basically show Google that we're doing a lot of outreach, right? And at 30 emails per day, multiply by 10 domains, it means we can send up to 900, or if you add in one more domain, you could send like 990 or somewhere around that emails per day. So that's the reason why we are doing all this. So at the end, it's just costing you. Yep. So for the first time, it's going to cost you 102. The reason why is because you're also adding in the Google Workspace price, as you could see, 8496 Indian rupees. And if you if you just include the setup, like to set up to save yourself hours of the time, then it'll cost you only 3540, which is like, honestly, it's worth the money. So you're saving yourself a lot of effort, and essentially at the end you'll have like a Instantly account that looks like this, and ready to go, warm up doing an outreach. So this is why I'm telling you all this, and you just follow me because I've been doing this for 2 years and I know it works. I've did it for multiple clients. So yeah. So once you've done that, once you've given access to the contractor, you have to give delegate access, and I've added in the delegate access kind of link. So you simply click on this and you could give access to the contractor or whoever you are using it for to give access. So you could invite to access, and you could add their email, name and email, and you could give them, let's say, access to domains only, and they'll just be able to use the domains and they can log in on their own and they can manage. You don't have to give your GoDaddy's email and password, because they can, So you use this link that I've given you. And at the end, what you need to do is, I'll show you right now, is you will go to your products and you make sure that all your domains are getting forwarded to your main sales page or landing page or your website, the website or the landing page that you're using, where you want the customers to see that page. And we'll talk more about how to build that end-to-end sales funnel in the future videos. But how do you do that is you simply click on. Yep. How you do that is you'll simply go to your domains, and when you go to domains, you'll see a page like this, like domains control portfolio, and then you can simply select all at once. Let's say you have 10, you'll select 10, and you'll simply go to forward, and then you'll enter in your domain. So let's say my domain would be corebits.io, right? And then it'll forward permanently all these domains to my main domain. So let's say if I do scale corebits.io, it's scalecorebits.com, not io. Sorry about that. So if you do scalecorebits.com, which is the domain that I've used, it'll redirect to my main domain. So this is I'm sure you guys know all that. So all these domains would redirect to my main domain, my sales page, where I want to take the people. And you could have like a sales page, a small video sales letter, which I'll talk about in the future videos. So here you've done all the steps. Now you have like your cold email system in process, which is like a machine that you've built, which can send 900 emails per day. So once you've done all that, now I want you to look at pricing, how much it's going to cost you. So about like, instead of 120, let's do 130 or 40, right? One-time setup cost. Then if you're using a contractor, it could be between 40 and 50 to set up. So you save yourself from all the headache of the SPF, DKIM, DMARC, and all this stuff, which you don't really, as a marketer, your job is not to, or if you are trying to help someone, you shouldn't know all these like details. It's like all the technical stuff. You should be good at what you're trying to solve for the client. And if you're buying workspaces, so if you're not using Google, if you're using Google, then it'll cost you $180. But if you use a reseller, it could cost you 60 at a maximum of $90. And instantly, the software itself. Yep. So I quickly want to show you how much outreach you could do from Instantly. And I've added the link for Instantly here. So you simply click on this, because I'll add this document in my YouTube video description. So let's close this. Okay. So if you buy their monthly plan, it's only like $97 a month. It might be a lot for some people, but this is the price you have to pay in order to reach these many contacts and do the outreach easily and instantly. Is the best cold email tool out there. There are a few others like Smart Lead, but this is what I know, and this is like I love this. This is amazing. So you could upload up to 25,000 contacts per month, but there's a secret you could do. I'll show you instantly. Just introduce this. And this means you could send up to 125,000 emails per month. This is not contacts. Contacts is this much. And this is kind of like Instantly's own lead, but I haven't used their database. But what you could do to bypass this kind of 25,000 limit is instantly introduce this new feature, which is called like a lead management. So you could assume like this is your Google Sheets. So let's say you have 20, 30, 40,000 leads and you don't have to look around in your Google Sheets or XYZ. So you could simply add in leads inside here as a CSV or I would highly recommend you use CSV, and you upload the leads here inside of Instantly. And you could name whatever you want to name. So let's say if I do if I want to, let's say, edit this. So I could say like out of all, let's say I could name this core bits, or let's say B2B SaaS leads series A funded, right? And if I do that, and I can upload like 50,000, 100,000, however many, I guess we could do that. I've only done 50K up until now here. And then you won't have to look around. You simply would have this ready, and you will essentially just go here and you can select all of these, right? And then move into your campaign. And only when you move this into your campaign, only then Instantly will count it as uploaded contacts. Most people don't know about it. I didn't used to know it probably like 10 to 12 months ago, or sorry, a few months ago when Instantly introduced this feature. I only knew about it probably a few months ago. So yeah, you could use this feature and it really works amazing. So you then don't have to look around in your Google Sheets or stuff to do this. And yeah, so this is how much it's going to cost you, and Instantly 97. So in total, you'd be spending about $347 to have like an engine, a system, a proven and predictable system that can reach like 10,000 of your ideal client profile every month. So leads. Now let's talk about how do you build lead lists so you could use it in your outreach. I won't go much into detail because I have planned it for the next video, which is really cool, which I'll show you how to do. But there are a few, like I have an Airtable, which I'll share with you guys. And I got it from someone else. I don't exactly remember who sent it to me, but this is, so you have all the best kind of tools that you guys can use to build a qualified lead list of your exact ICP. So these are all the best tools out there. So as you can see, you'll see Apollo, Clearbit, and some are extremely expensive, some are not that expensive. So as you can see, ZoomInfo is extremely expensive. So you don't have to use ZoomInfo, but these are all the best tools. The ones that I've used after all the trial and error, and I know that works really well, is of course the one and only is Apollo, because we all know Apollo, everyone who's in the B2B lead gen or B2B outreach. The other one, which can work well, is Seamless.ai. We could also use Sales Navigator. And if you want me to show you how you could generate leads from Sales Navigator, just let me know in the comments below and I'll make a video. You could basically generate hundreds of leads in like minutes by just using a Chrome extension and having a free trial even Sales Navigator account. The other one would be Rocket Reach, Lucia, Crunchbase, and Clutch.co. Most people think that they cannot generate their qualified like a lead list of qualified ICP or whoever they want to reach. But if you look at multiple sources, then you can find your ICP. At least you can build like a few thousand, like a lead list of few thousand leads in your kind of database, and you can use that for your outreach. I won't go much into detail about the local lead stuff, but you can use Outscraper. I've used this for one of my clients who was in the local home service business, and he was targeting roofers, and it's an amazing tool. If you don't know how to use it, it's very simple. You just have to buy their basic subscription, and you could essentially scrape Google Maps. Google Maps, you could scrape directories like Yellow Pages. I'll show you. So you could, let's say if you want to find businesses that are local, like local service businesses that have a location. So you could scrape Google Maps, and you could set up a filter where it will only scrape Google Maps where it finds a valid email, this software. You don't have to download any tool. It runs on the cloud. You could search by domains. You can use Facebook page scraper. You could use Trustpilot, and you could, apart from it could do Yellow Pages, Yelp, and a lot of stuff. But I've mainly used their LinkedIn stuff. Sorry, not the LinkedIn stuff. I mainly use their Google Maps stuff, and it works really well. So apart from that, if you want to do, if you are after the e-com niche, which I won't go into, you can simply use Store Leads. And these are one of the best kind of leads tools that I'm mentioning, which I've personally tested myself. But Store Leads, you have to go through a process, which means after Store Leads, you have to enrich them. And I'll dive deeper into other videos, but Store Leads is just going to be like, you can have a database of all the e-commerce brands based on your ICP. And once you do that, then so if you are going after e-com, but I haven't really helped anyone in a specific e-com niche. So you could scrape all these kind of, you'll have a list of your target e-com company. So let's say brands doing over 5 million, 10 million revenue, having such and such website traffic on such and such platform like Shopify. And then you can basically build a lead list of these domain names, and then you can import it inside Apollo, and then from Apollo and from a other tool you could enrich these. So this is the way you could do. And let's say you've tried all these tools and you are still not able to find your exact kind of ICP, because let's say your ICP is people in supermarkets in Europe who have a special kind of business model where they're selling to very specific kind of people, and they're vegan stores and whatever. Let's say your niche is that hard. Then the one and only option that's left that is you can use a B2B, or you could use a lead list builder, like an individual that you could hire from Upwork, or like I've hired people from Upwork, and the ones with good reviews really does a good job on an hourly basis for $3, $4, $5 an hour. Or you could also hire someone, like let's say if you bill me 5,000 leads, I'll pay you $100 or something, or $200, $300, $400 based on how hard it is. And they will manually go in. They will, let's say, manually go in, because I was working with a client. So they will manually go in and check each lead, and they will only add this after checking on multiple sources. Let's say we want to find waste management companies in Alberta, just example. So apart from like doing all this scraping, let's say because you used, let's say all the resources, then you could hire someone to basically go in Google, find a single lead, and they will basically keep adding leads from here. So this is the kind of process that you could use to build a lead list of highly qualified kind of people. And then this is it for this video. Now you have like an engine ready. This would look like, so once you have that, once they will give you this lead list, then you simply go over here and click on enable warm-up. Once you enable warm-up, then it'll take at least 2 weeks for the emails to be completely warmed up. You can start the outreach before if you want, but I won't recommend it. I've never done it because I don't want to take any chances. I want my emails to be fully like ready, so I could send like 30 emails per day. So this is what it will look like, right at the end. And let's say you already have a lead list ready inside, then you simply would go to campaigns. You will click on add new campaign. You can make a new campaign. Sorry about that. And then you simply would add a lead list that you've just made. Upload, and you could simply upload the CSV that you've made, and at the end it'll look like, let's open this up real quick. So at the end it'll look like this. So it'll have the contact, company, final output. Let's say And I'll show you in the next video how you could hyper personalize using a very specific tool, which I love. And this will increase your positive reply rate by at least that it'll 2x at least. And you will guarantee, I can guarantee you'll book meetings in the next video where I'll show you how you can use Clay. And instead of just using a simple copy, you could hyper personalize the outreach for that specific niche, and you can train your AI model so it'll give you so specific responses based on the tone that you want it to give into, based on the industry that you're targeting. And you can essentially feed the AI by giving it multiple kind of prompts and keep training it so it gets better and better. So this is what I'll talk about in the next video. If you have any questions, don't forget to let me know in the comments below, and I'll share this document with you. All the necessary information that you need would be here, and you could also use this, and I'll probably add some more details once you guys let me know if you want to see something else. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. This is my first video, so go ahead and subscribe, like the video, and let me know what you want to see in the comments below, because I would love to let you guys know about everything that I know of the models that I use, because I'm here to provide free value, and as much free value as I can provide, I would love to do that. So yeah, just let me know whatever you want in terms of outbound prospecting, cold outreach, B2B lead generation, and all this stuff. So yeah, and I'll talk to you guys soon. You have a good one. Bye-bye.